this new moon in Virgo energy, y'all. It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the blind side, where we explore the dark side of the new moon. I have to just get this out real quick. So there's something about like quick comebacks, or having that moment where you're like, fuck, that's what I should have said, or being able to be like, bam, like I fucking said it. Like some of you may have that moment where you just like are able to like, you miss out on the fuck, this is what I should have said moment, and somehow out of your spirit or your shadow releases like the right thing to say. Let that shit happen. Anyway, so there's that, and then there's something about I mean, it's Virgo season, of course. You're feeling the pressure to get shit done, and I do feel like let it happen. If you can do your part to acknowledge the difference between there's things for me to finish and this is anxiety. Like, there's a need to like bridge the gap. Maybe having talking to the anxiety, like asking yourself questions. It's time asking your thoughts questions. It's time to fucking analyze. It's time to really do our part to unpack our thoughts, our beliefs, especially with this being the shadow season to Pisces. And this new moon is really going to have us focusing on the 3D physical, your day-to-day home life, work life, the mundane type of things. That's what this new moon in Virgo is really all about in 2022. It's like, how can we refine this process? How can we refine this life so that come that full moon in Pisces, you can get fucking weird. You can really fucking reward yourself. You can really party. You can really get out of your head. You can celebrate in some sort of way. I don't like to equate partying to celebration, because I feel like there's all kinds of ways to celebrate. So be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon gets everything first. All the Virgo seasons are out. They were way more detailed than I even expected. But me and Spirit Squadron been going in low as $8 a month, and there's like quality content over there to motherfucking beep. So for daily free content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything. For where it's really at, TikTok at justjeverything. And for the dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. So let's clear out some of this energy, reset the vibe. You know what I love, Virgo moons? I love Virgo moon transits, because it gives us this access to a certain level of emotional organization that Virgo moon people natally are born with. And it's just a vibe. I just am here for it. It's a yes for me. I fuck heavy with Virgo moon energy. I only take advice from people with Virgo moons. Like, I told you the blonde braids. I think I channeled, because I don't remember what video I said that, but there was something about in Virgo season accessing our inner Beyonce, y'all, and I think I done it. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Oh, okay, anyway. Also Virgo energy. Please tell me I'm prepared, that I have my shit together and I brought the handy dandy, because I think he's in the backpack. Fuck. Anyway, this new moon, let me just go ahead and get it. This new moon is happening on August 27th. Hopefully I don't show you my ass. August 27th at 2:17 a.m. Mountain Time. Oop, wrong way. 4:17 a.m. Eastern Time. And this new moon is happening at the 4th degree of Virgo. And you know I gotta hit you with the handy dandy. Did I show y'all my Burning Man nails? They're fire. Jesus, take the wheel. Hold, please. Pardon the interruption. But a lesson came from it. I do feel like there is going to be this energy that picks up with being like very particular, wanting things very like your way, in a very specific way that leans and correlates with all the attention to detail stuff. Hydrate. Light it if you got it. There's a scrutiny, there is a perfectionism, there is a right way. And I feel like when the conditions, being able to sense when the conditions are off is really important, so that you can acquire the result that you want. So here's some sweetgrass for that ass. We're clearing out the energy. Just why not? Just get it again. Excuse me. Welcoming in our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this new moon in Scorpio. Why did I say Scorpio? This new moon in Virgo. This new moon, dark moon. Funny, because I was about to say dark moon and I said Scorpio. So for some of you, there may be a Scorpio coming in or a Scorpio leaving quickly. Someone with Scorpio placements that you like accidentally like encounter, or has something special for you even. And we are evaluating, for those of you who are new, this is the dark side, because the moon is technically at its weakest with the light of the sun and the proximity to the light of the sun. So the moon is technically at its weakest, and before it was called the new moon, it was called the dark moon. And here we are to explore the dark side of that new moon, of this new moon in Virgo. It's happening August 22nd. Sorry, what is happening? I'm saying all the wrong things. That could be a thing. Mercury is finally getting out of Virgo. Actually, I think Mercury is already in. When does Mercury? Mercury goes today. As I'm filming this, Mercury is now in Libra. And so I do feel like that it's almost kind of like in a like 0 degrees, like void state. So there is that transition from like the sting of Mercury in Virgo to the fairness, the balance, like finally saying the right thing, finding someone that says the right thing. That could be something also. There may be some shifts in your relationships with people with Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Pisces, and Aries placements. And this is happening at 4 degrees Virgo. Oh, as I said that, it was 4 on the dot. Confirmation. There is a new foundation. 4s are stability. Takes 4 walls to make a room, 4 posts to have a tent. And then I just saw 414. So there is definitely new foundations in the realm of the mind, in the realm of the physical, spiritual, sexual energy, in the realms of your soul, your creativity. And I gotta hit you with the handy dandy. Before, the conditions were not right. Now the conditions are. And so being willing to step away from something, flipped right to it. Being willing to step away from something, and then confirmation and synchronicity and vindication come in quite quickly, I feel like, with this new moon in Virgo. And that could be something that is initiating. Now, we have the sun here in Virgo, and that's very much so spotlighting and having us hyper fixate on our attention to detail, our organization skills, services given, the effort that's been exerted. And the moon asks this analysis of your emotional body and your emotional life. And when you can think of it, analyze it, mental, because all is mental first, you'll be able to, well, after the initiation of the seed planted by spirit, it manifests in the physical vessel, in the mental, in the mind. And then you are able to feel it out. And then you are able to process it. Sink it through the heart. Feel, Cancer, heart. Leo. Then it funnels back up into analysis. But I love that. I like that the gut is our second brain. And so I like the idea of it going from the heart to the gut. That just came through. It was like, nope. I thought it was going to go back to the head. I was like, nope, goes to the gut, from the heart to the gut. And you being able, and that's how this energy, it like, man, ooh, wow, that feels like a download. Like the information, like the process or the order of operations of spiritual download coming through the crown, being visualized and observed, and the first filter of processing through the third eye, then it coming like into the body, dropping into the heart, into the gut, to be processed and like sifted through so that your behaviors can change in your body, your thought process can change. It's like the spirit seed has to be, ooh, that's like the spirit seed like drops down and it has to be planted. Like the soil is your gut. And I feel like that's why food is so important, why food has been coming up big time lately. The quality of food. There even could be stuff going on with like food shortages, a shortage of access to nutrition. I feel like planting your own food, getting into herbalism, that could be something that's like coming, that I feel like is really like necessary. It's a call that I've been getting for quite some time and I haven't been listening to. So that could be something that's coming up for you guys. But giving the physical body what it needs to endure, what it needs to produce the stamina that you need to keep it pushing. And so Elias Lonsdale's description of the fourth degree of Virgo, hydrate. A small piglet dressed in baby's clothes. Trying exceedingly hard to fit perfect within prescribed standards and the attitudes and values that are traditional or conventional. Intent on memorizing each gesture, every turn, every phase. Intent on memorizing each gesture, every turn of phrase. You are almost hysterically straight and narrow outwardly in juxtaposition to how you really see, feel, and respond to things. Wow. You are almost hysterically straight and narrow outwardly in juxtaposition to how you really see, feel, and respond to things. Inside there is a quavering, an intensely alive and overwhelming primal life force generator. Ooh, I gotta highlight that. Damn, my highlighter's in the other room. And it's not quivering, it's quavering. Inside there is a quavering, an intensely alive and overwhelming primal life force generator. That internal success mechanism I be telling y'all about. Your internal GPS mechanism. It is a life force generator. That is your sexual energy, your Reiki. But anyway, you try to put forth, it forth is troubling. There is no place for utterly other, totally maverick spirits in the midst of ordinary life. So you engage in 1,000 disguises, try absolutely everything, ultimately ending up forced to be transparent, direct, throbbingly real, and so ardently sincere that it becomes just the way you are. Fuck. And you need to be part of the mix as the ingredient we all need, so that the earth comes through and speaks and dances and reminds the others that they too are surpassingly strange. I could read this over and over and over, and just there's so much here. There is no place for utterly other. That makes me think of this song by Alexis on Fire called Sweet Dreams of Otherness. Go check it out. It's fucking dope. But it's kind of hard, like hardcore technically. So if you're like peaceful and chill and trying to go to sleep, no, it's a good maybe workout song or something to like amp you up. Sweet Dreams of Otherness by Alexis on Fire. There is no place for utterly other, totally maverick spirits in the midst of ordinary life. So you engage in 1,000 disguises, try absolutely everything, ultimately ending up forced to be transparent, direct, throbbingly real, and so ardently sincere that it becomes just the way you are. Whew, that alone, that's Mercury in Libra too. And I feel like this new moon is definitely starting to activate it. So, in true Virgo style, let's just like get right to it. There are very specific questions that I got to ask. And cut the deck, Queen of Swords, and the Hermit reverse, which is the Virgo card. And this being reversed, I feel like we are coming out of the shell, coming out of hiding, coming out of this. It's funny because this lantern I always refer to as the internal GPS, the internal success mechanism. I love my work so fucking much. And the synchronicities just fuck with me sometimes, and I love it. Always, 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 I hope to be in awe of this. I hope to be in awe of spirit and understand the access between. It's like this little like sliver of light that I feel like that goes between Pisces and Virgo, where it's just like the ephemeral like pours in, like drips in. It's like a fucking drip from Pisces into Virgo. And if Virgo really like allows themselves to process their pain, stop, take a breath, stop instructing everybody else, and really turn that critical eye into something constructive and inward, then there is this ability for Virgos to really access the divine, to really be fucking like a highly aware a Virgo that's done their fucking shadow work, that like they like unstoppable. That's like so much access to the subconscious mind, to like secrets, to, you know, like to the secrets of the universe. a Virgo that like puts that all of that all that pressure, all that energy into themselves, into seeking the God within, into connecting. Ooh. That's when we get like, I'm not equating her to a deity or anything like that, but that kind of focus on understanding what your gifts are, that's when you get like Beyonce level success. And and she is like the Virgo archetype, but it's just too good to deny. Okay, so I want to dive in and ask for everyone watching, tune in, relax, chill with me, and please give us the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this new moon, dark moon in Virgo, August 27th, 2022. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, our benevolent ancestors, thanking you all for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages. So for this new moon, it's general reading, so eat the meat, leave the bones. Please show us, where are we too tightly wound? There's just like anxiety built up here that's going to be coming to the surface. What areas of life are we like where are we too tightly wound? I thought I felt something flip over. Deep breaths. King of Swords reversed with the Page of Swords reversed on the bottom of the deck. So in the realm of the mind, we're too tightly wound. I feel like some of us are really keeping ourselves from experiencing some of you may be avoiding confrontation, or have gone to the extreme where you are just unnecessarily confrontational, way too easy to trigger. And if you're on either of these extremes, where, lying, being a bully, being argumentative, being a smartass, being condescending, being a little know-it-all, or being rude, being sharp, being unnecessarily critical, fucking being savage or mean, it's like if you're on either ends of these extremes, there is something about like you're not being real with yourself. There could be some sort of external projection that you're putting on people that's keeping you from addressing some deep, profound inner truth. And it has to do with your relationship to your inner child, maybe your relationship to a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, maybe your relationship to your own personal authority, your relationship to your ability to communicate or speak. Some of you, there could even be things with like speech impediments or speaking disabilities or something like that. Don't just take that sitting down. Get on YouTube fucking University at this point, and you can do whatever you need to, even if this is like a language barrier. Some of you, I feel like there are so much like if you're needing to learn a language, there's something about immersing yourself in it. Where you're too tightly wound could be at work, or there could be like something going on with like some of like your, like for some of you this is your partner and your child. This could be in the home life, like too much pressure, too much expectation on you. And I feel like there is the way to, we're too tightly wound there, so how do we get balance? How do we achieve balance there? In the realm of the mind, in the realm of the words that we speak. Some of us are doing this people-pleasing thing and it's not working. Some of us are biting our tongues out of survival mode in some sort of way. It's like, where did you learn to keep quiet? Where did you learn that your voice or your truth wasn't appreciated? There could even be something about finding your true voice. The way to bring balance is to let this old version of you be put to rest. Whatever has you in survival mode, whatever betrayal you've been holding on to, there's been a lot of pain, all swords so far. So this has been in the realm of thoughts, words, legalities, mindsets, perspectives, maybe possibly with an air sign or someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or even Virgo placements. There is a mismanagement of mental energy. Some of you have been around people who keep things purposefully vague, who don't answer your questions, who don't provide clarity. And I feel like it's important for you to quit mismanaging your energy. Excuse me, there's something about like every time I say something to this person, it's like they don't get it, they misconstrue, they like make everything that I'm trying to say like bad, or I feel like I always have to explain myself and blah blah blah. Why for what, for what, for what? And also, I feel like some of you have been, there may be somebody with kids. I just heard like bratty little kids, like babies kids. There could be some of you who, there's an older, it doesn't, there just could be someone that's not necessarily older, but someone who is too old to not like have disciplined or educated their children. There could just be some like unruly child or really like rude or unspoken child, and it feels like they either don't have an active parent, or the parent kind of delights in their misbehaving. Get the fuck from around this person. Cut it. Cut it. Do not be trying to like be out here saving these hoes. If some of you are dating somebody that doesn't like discipline their children or allows their child to be really like disrespectful to you, it's a no for me. Some of you could be watching a parent just be really be really disrespectful to their child, and it's a no. When people show you who they are, believe them. When the divine shows you who people are, believe it. So, moving forward, where in our lives, which aspects of our lives, what area, where do we need to tighten up? What do we need to tighten up? Three of Pentacles reversed with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. The multiple suits and responses. Three of Pentacles reversed. Where we need to tighten up is possibly our relationship to improving ourselves, our relationship to trying again, our relationship to establishing a new foundation for ourselves, or need to tighten up in a friend group, at work, in who you confide in. There could be also some like tighten up in some sort of qualifications. Some of you, there could be something in regards to your work where it's like, all right, you know what you need to do, you know the course you need to take, or the class you need to take, or or the conversations you need to have, or the opportunities you need to seek out. It's just time to start really looking at your tools, the tools in your tool bag, the skills that you are acquiring or have acquired. Are your actions a reflection of your trajectory? For instance, it's like if you want to be a fucking full-time tarot reader, and if I were to just have a play-by-play of your week, would I be able to look at the decisions you do, the activities you partake in, and see that this is your passion, that this is something that you want to, that you're consuming knowledge about, consuming constantly, that you're always trying to, what I mean? If you're trying to sing, are you learning music theory? Are you working on, the health of your throat, or the health of your vessel, or there is something about if you want to do something, how are you contributing. Like, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in. And so it's like the success is available to you. Once Venus goes into Virgo on September 5th, there's definitely something about putting the work in and feeling worthy of said goal that you have, said aspiration. Yeah, there's something about moving towards it, moving towards independence. So what actions need to be taken specifically in order to tighten up? Also, I feel like some of you, you need to tighten up by going to therapy. You and your partner, there could be something about going to therapy. This is too many cards, but I'll take them. All right, bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. What actions you're needing to take are in order to tighten up or put yourself in a position to receive, looking at what you're holding on to. But you can't look at what you're holding on to if you're in la 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 mode and being self-defensive, leaning on logic, not incorporating your intuition, hunches, or spirituality, or feelings even in your decision-making process. So the actions you're needing to take is to take the blindfold off, put the swords down, because this is not real protection. You can only protect yourself when you face your own shadow. You can only really level up by diving deeper into your own self, not another. Initially, at least. And so there is some sort of being willing to see everything for as it is. And once you're in the position to see everything as it is, the divine presents an opportunity to start over. And these are the actions that need to be taken. Put the swords down. Put down these outdated thought processes, these outdated ideas of yourself, these outdated ideas of reality, what reality is, what's real versus what's not. Understanding that everything is connected. And the actions that you're needing to take is when you put the swords down and take the blindfold off, the divine will give you the opportunity to trust in it. And it'll present a path before you, and you'll either leap or put your head back down and stick with what's comfortable. And if you put your head back down and stick with what's comfortable, you'll miss out on your Empress mode. I also feel like some of you need to understand that you are here to be so much more than a wife and a mother. Or you're here to be so much more than just a boss bitch or a boss man or a boss person or run shit, or, it's like this idea that we all have this grandiose purpose is, I feel like, taking away from just operating in your purpose on the day-to-day, just being who you are. We're here to be ourselves. Our purpose is to be of service, and for you to find whatever particular brand of service that you long to provide. So the actions that are required in order for us to tighten up have a lot to do with looking at our relationship to our physical body. Are you being indulgent? Are you being too critical of yourself? Are you not sowing the seeds, yet expecting the harvest? Are you sitting around yelling at the divine about your harvest and you've been sitting on your ass, not putting in the work? And if that has been your situation, no worries, boo. Time is an illusion. You got all the time in the world to get it together. But the sooner you get it together, the sooner you get in motion, the sooner you get busy integrating whatever has been going on with the mother or this Taurus or the Libra or the Cancer, whatever's been going on with the boss, whatever's been going on with your aspirations, whatever's been going on with your ability to self-love, self-nourish, to self-motivate even. Some of you, there's been issues with seeing yourself as worthy, or issues with your values. So you haven't been calling in the correct partners, but you've been calling in partners who have who you've needed to set you on this very victorious path towards peace, and for establishing this new mental foundation and incorporating some profound reverence and respect and love and fellowship in your life. So, emotionally, what needs analysis in our lives? Okay, as far as that, where you need to tighten up, the actions taken, for some of you, you're not seeing everything. You're not seeing everything for what it is in regards to this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries. There is some sort of way out or path or a leap that's being taken. I also feel like some of you have slept on this Aquarius or this Aries for too long, and they're not being a groupie and keeping it moving. Someone's dropping the weight of it, the heaviness of it. It's just like, done. I'm done with Ten of Swords and moving into the full mode, and I'm not taking any of this heaviness. I'm not taking this old version with me into this new chapter of life. I feel like the divine is leading you somewhere where it's very easy for you to be peaceful, mind your business, and discern between what is to be discarded and what is to be prioritized in the hierarchy of who and what and where and all that stuff in your life comes as a result of this experiential analysis. Some of you need to like get out of your comfort zone. How do you analyze if you're just experiencing the same data? So my phone ran out of storage at how do we analyze if we keep experiencing the same data. If we just have the same data that we're taking in, processing, and not giving ourselves any new kinds of opinions, then how do we evolve? How do we grow? That's why we need contrast. And so, funny that I ran out of space when I was trying to get like emotionally what needs to be healed, or I mean what needs to be analyzed. And so I ran out of space and had to delete a bunch of like memories that I loved and things that I found on my phone that I was like, oh shit, how the fuck is that still there? Let me get rid of that. And so that could, emotionally, there could be some of that needing to be happening in your heart, really purging your space. Purging, please show us for our greatest and highest good, emotionally, what needs to be analyzed. Yeah, I feel like what you're holding on to needs to be analyzed, what you have in your hands. Emotionally, there may be someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, or Scorpio placements, but I feel like there is a purging that needs to happen. The way we respond to change needs to happen. There could be some trauma responses that make it really hard for us to cling to things that are good for us and let go of things that are no longer serving us. There could be something about you giving too much time and energy to keeping up with the Joneses, to keeping up appearances, trying to juggle too much. Emotionally, it's like there's too many doors open. There's too many people that have the ability to create tides in your life, or there are tides that you're ignoring. Emotionally, what needs to be analyzed is your relationship to like your emotional footing, your emotional grounding, your emotional foundation. Some of you are way too emotional about work. You're letting your emotions get in the way of like business. Needing to be able to like separate business from pleasure, your emotions from work. And that happens when you have a healthy perspective of the work, or if you have a goal that your work is creating some sort of like stepping stone to. I had the worst not, it wasn't the worst, but like at the time I was so hungry. I was so just fed the fuck up with corporate America. I literally tattooed my way out of it. I was like, this is it. I'm never going back. This is like how I got there. How this tattoo even started was by me like being so miserable that I forced myself, like, I will never do this again. I will operate in my purpose, and I will create multiple streams of income for myself. For some of you, what needs to be analyzed is the understanding that your money is low because your energy is low, and because your energy is low because you're doing stuff that does not invigorate you, that does not, you're not giving a service that feels purposeful. There's some, and for some of you, there could be just some people pleasing, some Captain Save-A-Ho shit going on. But emotionally, I feel like some of you are doing stuff that you hate, and it's really keeping you from seeing value in yourself, and therefore hustling the way that the divine knows, and I and everyone around you knows that you can. It's just like you feel your energy is siphoned from you by some of you just like doing stuff, like just sticking with the motions or going with the motions. I feel like it's time to just shift your perspective on this repetitive or mundane thing. It doesn't have to be tedious. You can incorporate magic into your mundane. And so right on to the next. What is the business advice that we have for this new moon in Virgo? I can't believe I had to make 3 fucking videos. The business advice, 7 of Swords. It's time to break free. Some of you are moving in your business life. You're moving in a place of distrust. If it feels shady, if it feels off, it is. There could be some sort of change. The advice is to change your perspective, change your mind. Stop trying to let it be about what you can get or how much you can get paid or how much you can, be known or revered. Or you may be with companies that you're just a number and they don't care about you. And I feel like business-wise, the advice is to break free from these situations that don't feel whole, that don't feel okay. This may have something to do with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It may have some, and then the 7 of Cups, the business advice, break away from what does not feel good, break away from any situation where you feel like you're kind of inadvertently taking advantage of people. For some of you, I just go like third-party collections and stuff like that. Like you may just be feeling like some type of way about that shit. Or like jobs where like you're calling and trying to get people to pay their like medical bills and they can't even afford rent, like little shit like that. It's just like there may just be something that you're like, I can't do this. This is not okay. And the company, y'all as a company, are not okay for continuing this operation in some sort of way. And it's like whenever you break away and whenever you break away, for some of you, it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul, I heard. But you break away, get out of some sort of like cyclical loop. Some of you are in something shisty, or there are people also like gang stuff possibly going on, like gang mentality, beating. I don't know who this is for, what this is about. But it's like break free so you can dream bigger, so you can visualize, and the divine wants you exactly in that place of visualization so it can call you to action. So the last final question is what ways, because Virgo is a sign of service, and Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, our benevolent ancestors, please bless us with the knowledge of advising what are the best ways for us to be of service. What are the ways that we can be of service? The Star. Listen to ourselves. Surrender to the divine. Wish bigger. Dream better. Dream bigger. Have faith in yourself. Understand that no matter how far you are or how far you feel, it's just like you're right on par. You're right exactly where you're supposed to be. The ways to be of service, I feel like pour into yourself so that you can properly pour into the divine. Initiate a new relationship with yourself so you can inspire those around you to follow suit in tearing down or laying to rest their survivor, getting out of survival mode and striving for thriving. Did not mean for that to rhyme. The ways that you can be of service, it'll definitely, it's like if you initiate this relationship, if you act on this passion or travel, for some of you, this could even be like cleanup, working with children, working with children with anger issues, working with your inner child. It's like the ways to be of service is funny. It's like very Piscean concepts that are coming through, which is like the micro reflecting the macro. The above is of the below, and the below is of the above. It's feeling very what you do, the work you do internally, it impacts your external world, because what you're doing, I don't believe that we have the direct ability to raise our vibration, but I do believe that we have the ability to get in alignment. And when you are in alignment, your vibration does change. Your frequency, what you emit, what emits from you shifts. And it puts you in a position where it's like, it's like you shifting you and you bettering you, the people around you start to, like they notice and they want to better themselves too in some sort of way. They want a passion-filled life too. So the ways to be of service are to start following your dreams. Start like showing your friends, your family, your children, especially the people around you, that you can have what you want. You don't have to settle. It's not too expensive. It's not cheap, is not okay. You know what I mean? That the quality of, of like this idea of like taking what we can get, or not striving, not teaching ourselves or our children to aspire for more. It's just not going to cut it. The ways to be of service are to start dreaming bigger and sharing those dreams, and don't share the dream. Share your progress, share your work, or share once you've accomplished it. But don't go like, oh, I'm going to go to real estate school and start posting that on Instagram or on fucking whatever. And then you get all these accolades and congratulations before you've done any of the work. You know what I mean? Stop sharing your ideas. Start doing what feels right. Start following your internal GPS system. Let your spirit guide you. You have an internal success mechanism that is directly inside of you. And if you listen to it, it's going to help purify the waters that are inside of you, therefore helping the waters and the spirit and the energy that you pour into others. And that improves the collective, one conversation, one thought at a time. So be of service by way of being yourself. And for some of you, this being yourself means it's time to form a deeper relationship with your inner child. Which is funny because Virgo it's like the female, the virgin archetype, but it's also a sign of the mother-daughter relationship. And so there is something, my palm itches, it's a money. So there is something about nourishing. And bottom of the deck being the Three of Wands, turning your back on the how portion. No, like, I'm sorry, turning your back on the why and the what portion and focusing on the how. Analyze so that you can focus on the how. And in Libra season, you can start to balance how you connect the dots. I love you. You got this. Romantic love is not the priority right now. Someone had to say it.